Have you join us again? The program is well done right here. Yes, it's the big interview segment on the program, and yes, we are taking a look at INEC, gearing up for the 2027 general elections. And quite a number of activities and events are actually shaping our electoral space, being that the election 2027 is around the corner, is months away. And very soon we shall actually be having campaigns, and then before you know what is happening, election would actually be here. So we are going to be looking at matters arising, as many issues as possible. Just over the weekend, the Independent National Electoral Commission actually began the display of the credentials of candidates of political parties. The same way the political parties actually submitted these credentials, INEC actually displayed them. And that has also generated quite a number of reactions. And quite a number of things we are also going to be discussing on the program this morning in the next couple of minutes. And we have joining us this morning is the resident electoral commissioner in Ondo State, no other than Dr. Mutiu Agbuke. It's a pleasure having you join us this morning on the program.
Dominic, it's always a pleasure too. Thank you for having me.
I'm not going to be doing this.
Good morning to Fabajo too, the only man you guy there.
Coincidentally, I'm also married, but not a diehard anymore. Okay, yeah, Tao Fabajo is also here, and together we are going to be doing this.
All right, Dr. Agboke, good to have you on the program this morning. And just like Dominic mentioned, INEC publishes credentials of candidates of political parties. Now, looking at this and looking at the trajectory of all, before this release, I want to ask if everything that were being said, expectations ahead of this release of the name of the candidate, what are the things that before this time, what are the things that INEC did, or the credential, the set out rule, look into by INEC? Because I understand that there are names and there are things that the parties did, and also their expectation from Nigerians. So in releasing all these names, what are the things that INEC looked at to ensure that there won't be any litigation from one aggrieved member at all?
Okay, let me start from where your last statement ended. INEC cannot stop anybody from having any cause to go to court to have litigation. And the purpose of statutory function of INEC is not to circumscribe you or to deprive you of your right to have access to court. Don't forget, in the entire primary procedure, party primary procedure, if at the end of the day, anybody has cause to approach the court, the law has not restricted you. Look at section 84 or thereabout. I said that if you have any genuine reason, against whatever has happened, you approach the federal high court. So that is that. Now, what we have done is simple. The responsibility you are pushing to us is for the purpose of the public to look at these credentials. They have been displayed as submitted. They have been displayed as submitted. And the purpose of display is, very good. Taiwo Fabajo's name, I've seen it. The candidate for Ololu Party. Anyway, you're not going about them. So, Ololu Party, Central, Ololu Party, Central in Ogun State is the one. He claimed to have attended African Church Grammar School in 1994, which was my set. And I looked at it, I saw that, there was nobody like Taiwo Babajo. So I copied the name, I copied the picture, posted it on our platform, 894 class, Afrograms. Gentlemen, do you know this guy, Taiwo Babajo? For where? He's not our set. No, he did not attend our school at all. Blah, 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 blah. It is expected that case should be made from there by the public. That is the purpose of this publication of the credential and particulars. So, INEC is not expected to assume the role of security, agencies. We are not to start, finding out fault. No. As submitted, display. If there are objections, we note it, we also publish that display. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Looking at it, also in the papers today, I read that INEC only publish the credentials of President Tinubu. I think the university certificate or something. Now, while the other presidential candidates had their own primary, secondary school published. Is it that that was what the party presented to INEC, or what could be wrong with that?
When you talk to the spokesperson of INEC, maybe you can comment on that. This kind of questions, I will always not attempt it at all.
But can INEC really disqualify candidates who maybe deliberately or not upload fake or credentials or
no, before you call it anything a fake, Dominic, before you call it anything a fake, there should be a very strong ground. Because something forgery or fake or spurious or not original, you need a very good ground. You can't submit document to me now, and on the face value, I call it a fake. No. You understand me? That is the essence of the publication. And I'm giving you very good example. So INEC will not go that route. I think such things have happened in the past, and the court said no. INEC cannot disqualify.
So let's also take a look at the whole exercise. Will it also be out of place that for people to now look at some of these things and say, oh, this we are not pleased with this? I mean, just like Taiwo observed that a particular candidate does not have his primary and secondary schools published, while others actually had it published in their own. Now,
what we don't understand, what we don't understand is that it is not people that are nominating. It is the political parties. At the level of nominations, INEC does not talk to crowd. INEC does not talk to the individual. In fact, INEC does not even talk to the ordinary executive member of the party. But INEC deals with the party. Don't forget, by electoral act, elections are contested and won by virtue of being a member of a political party. Because individuals cannot present himself or herself as a candidate. So if it is the party, by so saying now, I'm telling you that if you have any reason, against anybody, if you have any objection against anything, it is the party. That is why when nomination is being made, it is the political party that is given the code to have access to the platform that you can upload the names of these candidates. So if you agree, for example, you only be agreed within your mind. You can be complaining, you can go on radio or television, but that will not move INEC to do anything otherwise.
But can people go to court really to challenge some of these documents posted?
Dominic, section 6, subsection 6. I have told you several times on this platform, nothing will restrict you from having access to court. Constitution does not restrict anybody. Once you know you have a cause course of action. We have to court now.
But will it also be within the time frame, for electoral matters to be handled?
No, I will not know that. What is important is that you have injury that you want to be. What is this language now? You have suffered an injury and you need to be properly restored. So you choose between the two, whether your restoration is very paramount or the one you are referring to. So at that time, you make your choice. If you know that by the time you get the judgment, it will be a nugatory as not being useful to you, then what are you going to do in court? Whereas if you just want to prove a point, that whether I benefit it or I don't benefit it. So these are the choices for you to make. But the important thing is that, jurisprudentially speaking, nothing, once you have a cause of action, nothing will stop you from having access to the court of law.
All right, Dr. Abuki, looking at, I understand that INEC, do visit or are invited to, primary elections just to observe. And from all this publishing of names of candidates from political parties, should we say that INEC duly monitored, supervised all the primary elections?
It's because you are being affected by your narrow perception and understanding of what the role of a monitor is. It's because it's not only you, it's everybody generally. When you say you are a monitor, when they say you are a supervisor, what again? When they say you are, where are these words now? So you always believe that because you are monitoring, you must interfere with the process. No. A monitor is somebody who is to be seen, but not to be heard. That is the definition. Let me just give you that. Simple language. You have to monitor. And what do you monitor? You monitor, you take notes. You monitor, you write a report. You monitor, I got to the venue of the primary at 2:30. The letter sent to INEC said they were going to start at 11 a.m. As at 2:30 I got here, none of the members of the political party was met on ground. And I'm still here. And so that I was there till around 5 p.m. None of the members of political party showed up. In conclusion, I have my right to report that the primary, which has been, properly, has been communicated to commission, did not hold at the venue stipulated. That is monitor. That is monitor. It's not your business to now go on OGTV or channel television and be saying, can you see? INEC was there. The only political party, they didn't show up. Is that how to make Nigeria great? What's your business? So that is not the way to monitor. So if you ask me that did we monitor, we over-monitored. Because we deployed our men and materials. We write our report. At so many litigations level, some of those reports are usually useful for anybody that approaches the court of law. So Taiwo, we monitor.
So probably we should also ask really from your end, how prepared really do you think your commission is for the 2027 general elections? We know that, was it late last year or thereabout, or early this year, you made a proposal, INEC actually made a proposal to the National Assembly, whether that has actually, budgetary proposal really, whether that has actually been granted, we really do not know. But we also understand how important it is for your funds to actually get to you on time so that you can actually have enough time to throw these funds around to get what you need to get, and then also be ready really in terms of logistics. So how prepared really is INEC?
The preparation of INEC towards 2027 is a reflection of what you are going to see in the next 2 weeks at Osun State. Don't forget that the beginning and conclusion of a particular election is also the beginning of preparation for another election by INEC. The entire commission was at Osun State. I'm aware the chairman just left yesterday. From what was found on ground, the commission was ready for the Osun election. And simultaneously, all other preparations towards 2027, they go, together. So to the extent of training, INEC has been training all our staff, both adult and new. And I'm sure the process of procurement must have commenced. So for us, we are ready. Of course, it's a work in progress towards the election period. So the commission is ready
for
that election.
All right, Dr. Abuke, can parties still substitute names, arbitrarily substitute names? I understand that maybe voluntary withdrawal, death, and maybe that can occur and name can be substituted, but unanimously by party for one reason or the other that is not aligned with the ones I've mentioned, can parties still arbitrarily substitute names?
By our timetable, you will see that at a point in time, when parties submit their names, commission will publish, which is the first time. Between that time and the final publication, because there's a final list that will come out at the point that you cannot change anything. Between that time and that final publication, I think there's a window. There's a window for substitution or replacement. So within that window, it is within the purview of the political parties to do so. And when they are doing so, nobody can stop them. And if a party does not have reason to substitute, there's no cause for alarm. So that is the procedure.
All right. Now, Dominic asked about the preparedness of INEC ahead of 2027 election. Now, INEC also says they are considering mock presidential election, a move that some Nigerians believe it's not necessary.
They are considering what?
Mock presidential election.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah,
some Nigerians are saying we've had off-cycle election. We are having one in the next 2 weeks. We've had by-elections. These are elections that could also be used to, to test run a lot of some materials ahead of 2027 election. Now, mock presidential election, they are saying that this fund to be used can also be used for other things. Now, the importance of mock election, and also, do you also think, from what some of these Nigerians are saying, do you think is right? Do you fault that belief that mock presidential election is not necessary, or is necessary, or not necessary?
It is not just mock presidential election. It is all election that we're supposed to mock. And I will explain to you. If you say we should use all those off-cycle elections, one election is not the same as the other. A particular election conducted within a particular time, same with the election you conduct elsewhere. In other words, in last year or thereabout, what is it? Kogi election was conducted, Imo election was conducted. I was in Bayelsa for Bayelsa election. I think Edo also, maybe the same time. All of them together, sorry, Edo was not there. All those elections I mentioned, they were never the same thing, even though they were conducted the same day. So the issue, the matters arising in each of the election is very key to be addressed, because they will become a problem for commission. Let me give you an example. Just on Saturday or so, at Osun State, a mock was conducted at various selected polling units. The issue that arose there has never happened anywhere. It has never. And the commission used that opportunity of the mock to identify that problem, and within 1 hour or 30 minutes or thereabout, the problem was resolved, and the procedure became very, very fast.
What were some of the problems, if you don't mind sharing them with us?
No, it was the pace of the workings of the beavers. It was slow somehow, and it was discovered, that day, and it was discovered that the threshold that was used, for the purpose of that voting, maybe was low or higher or so. So I think it was adjusted, and within few, period, the whole thing became very effective. So these are the things that, if you see that as a journalist, you start reporting it, that INEC has come again, see what they are going to give us, and people like Dominic, that's the kind of thing you want to report, self. INEC has come again, this is what they are promising us. Whereas to us, that mock is essentially meant to discover such, defect, if any. So it's not a big deal. If INEC is going to have a mock presidential election, if our people suggest that we pick a day and mock all the level of election and see what is going to happen, that will give us a kind of clarity and better understanding. But if somebody is saying the cost is much, I hope somebody will try and study what it takes to organize a local government election, not to talk of presidential election or general election.
Okay, so can we also take a look at, okay, you talked about the mock, and then some persons would actually say that, yes, INEC is supposed to, also preempt sometimes, envisage sometimes that some issues would happen. I mean, that's why, in fact, there's what some persons also call, stress tests, really, as regards the IREV, in the last election. Some persons believe that all of these, they are technologies, and there is a way that the commission, can actually subject some of these things to, certain tests, really, even beyond what you envisage, beyond what you expect, on the day of the election, and not necessarily, having a mock election, which would actually draw huge funds, considering the hard times, really, that we actually face economically in the country.
And then we choose between choosing our leader and we spend money on something else now. See, when you talk like this, Dominic, sometimes I look at you, you say, like you are talking. I was looking at your mouth and I said, is this guy is he from us? Is he among us? You are asking me to preempt what is going to happen when I'm not a seer. You are asking me to preempt what is going to happen to me, even to you. Even as you are seated, God forbid. I don't know if you have taken your breakfast this morning. If you spend more than required minute on that program, is either you land, you are made to land at Mother Duty Me or at FMC, either of the two. And I know what I'm saying. Because, Dominic, what we are dealing with is a machine. You call it technology. Technology is a machine. Let me give you one example. My wife is running a doctorate of philosophy. Doctor of physiotherapy. She had a presentation on Saturday. She had prepared all the slides. Look at that technology you are talking about. Just like you two, you are going to preempt. Don't worry. You are coming to INEC, and I will make you preempt during the election day, Dominic. My wife has adjusted her slide. He has adjusted the laptop. Everything was ready, and it was already at the laptop. And the supervisor called her and said, yes, Mr. Boke, yes, next is your turn. As she started, it was the only introduction she was able to do. She pressed the first button. The laptop don't hang. Second one, in fact, she was trying to say, in fact, I'm sorry, sir, I don't even know what is wrong with this, I don't even know what is wrong with this laptop. I don't even know what, it was, I don't know. Before you know it, the man just said, okay, if Mr. Boke is not ready, let somebody else, blah, blah, blah. By the time they came back, she has been scattered. She was devastated until she was able to adjust it. So is that what you want me to preempt? Dominic, we cannot preempt machine. But on a very serious note, we can preempt possibilities. We can preempt protection of our gadget. We can preempt the number required, how to make use of them maximally. We can preempt them. That a particular machine is going to break down. Even God does not give you. The machine in you, Dominic, the machine in you is in your chest that is making you to breathe. If it breaks down, it is called cardiac arrest. I don't know. When cardiac is arresting people, they will say cardiac arrest. Because you don't discover that somebody you saw a while ago, in the next few minutes, you cannot see him again.
I understand you, doctor, really. I understand you. But, some of these cases that you have actually thrown up, whether we like it or not, there are signs. I mean, one would have actually seen one sign or the other. Probably we're not just...
I won't agree with you.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
We didn't know. Listen. INEC is one of your own edit. Let me tell you.
No, it's not. As a matter of fact, we are dissecting
Dominic, listen. INEC on election day did not give sign that it was going to break down. So when it happened, INEC rose to make sure that the entire election did not collapse.
Well,
and it was restored. But what you want is that nothing should break down. You don't want anything at all. No fault. In fact, in your office there, you must not make a mistake.
No. Even at some point, INEC also came out to say that it noticed that some persons were trying to hack, and so it had to shut down IREV.
No. That was with respect to IREV. That was general thing. Don't limit it to IREV.
Okay, so let's talk about.
Attempt to hack.
No. I've not said INEC. I've not said INEC was trying to hack. I said INEC noticed attempts, to hack, and then.
Well, Dr. Abuki, in some, I don't want to say advanced nations. We've seen the election in United States of America, which. We know that the population is high, and I'm not saying they don't have issues with network, but it seems also with the network provision, even on our phones, we can always predict, or we can always say that.
No, that's another level. That's another level. I agree. We are going there. I thought you were going to land by saying that even at developed nation, they have never had anything.
No, I know they do.
No, you have swallowed that. I swallowed
that. Most of those issues are extremely minimal and with so much minimal effect on the outcome of the election. But anyways, if you we all know. If you see that we will not notice. But let's talk about. Yes, definitely. I agree with you.
We agree that.
I agree with you. I agree with you that we are improving. Really.
To answer Taiwan question, Taiwan, you are very correct. We are going there. If you look at the entire INEC processes, you will discover that the only thing that is manual now is the actual ballot on election day. Some of the processes from our registration, everything has been automated, everything has been, online, everything has been technology driven. But what you are talking is for us to not get to a level where people like you on election day, that you will not be on the field, that you will be in your cubicle here, that you have cause to press your phone and cast your vote. We are going there. We are going there. And you agree with me, like you are agreeing now, that we are improving. Day by day.
Well, I was also going to talk about diaspora voting, and definitely, just like you mentioned, I believe INEC will also get there.
Let's take a look at vote buying. Really, I mean, vote buying. It appears each election, it becomes so pronounced and so. I mean, it takes new dimension, as a matter of fact, with each election. Is it a subject of worry and concern to your body? I mean, because vote buying in the last off-cycle election in, I think it was Ekiti State. I mean, it was reportedly widespread, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, even some arrests that were made, some people came to, change security person, the ESCC or whatever that came to make some arrests and the rest of them. So you see a thing of concern. And what do you think can really be done for us to overcome this?
Anyway, to ask me what can we do to overcome, I would have loved where if such a question is thrown at the stakeholders who have admitted to me, at various stakeholders, that they are the one doing the vote buying. Political parties are to be held at their jugulars to be able to tell us, why and how they are going to stem it out. And it is because there is a value to the vote of each voter now. There is a recognition of the power and the sovereignty of that voting power. Recognition of that sovereignty, that the power, the sovereignty, the control, to be your leader, it is the people that have that power. It is because those who are seeking for it, they now see the efficacy in that. That is why they believe that, okay, you that you are hesitating or not ready to cooperate with us, we know what you are going to do. We are going to buy your conscience. We are going to buy you over. We are going to make sure that we do not allow you to express your vote freely. That is why they are buying it. And I think, for me, there is a legal framework to attack it. It is for the law enforcement agencies to step up their activity in this regard, not only arrest and shame whoever is found in that regard. When you are able to do that, then, of course, it will be a deterrent, to people.
How much of these arrests are we seeing? How much of these prosecution
are you also satisfied with the level of prosecution? Because we've had arrests and we've seen it, but we didn't hear anything. At the long run, we know
the kind of prosecution the two of you want is the one that
no, the kind of prosecution that should be done. That should be done by the electoral, for us to have a say.
I'm choosing my word advisedly. So
I know.
So the kind of prosecution Taiwo, Fabio, and Dominic, the two of them want on this program is the one that you arrest the vote buyer or seller, you get them arrested, take their statement, don't even bother to do anything. Take them to court. Magistrate, give them judgment immediately. Sentence them. Deterrent. Journalists, OGTV, NTA, come and carry them. These are the vote buyers. That's not only you, an average Nigerian. That's the kind of approach that they want. But it is not like that. Vote buying, offense is a criminal in nature, because election is sui generis. It's in the class of his own. But we want a situation, as a lawyer, I would love a situation whereby there will be a special procedure that will take legal, procedural difficulty away and can submit or subject such an offender to a thorough, quick dispensation of criminal justice. That is what I think we need to do. That is number one. Number two is that for those that have been arrested, their cases have been tried. Some of them have been convicted. Let me tell you, when I was in Osho in 2023, at the end of the day, I think 8 or 7 offenders were really convicted. So the only escape route they had was that the punishment of what the offense they committed had option of fine. So that was the escape route for them. But the fact is that on record, there is conviction on their neck.
And most times, most times, these option of fines are peanuts, really. That most of these politicians would pay without even having effect on their pockets, really. And then who are the people? Who are the people that were really convicted? As they the principal, as sponsors or the foot soldiers, really?
Can you imagine now when I said it? That you have your mindset of the kind of confusion that you want.
I mean, hold on. I'm sure these are questions that will also be boggling. These are questions that will be boggling the minds of many Nigerians.
What you are going to see in most cases, unless you are part of the plan, unless you are part of their setting, unless you are an insider, the person you will be able to arrest is the one that will carry raw cash on election day. Who sent him? How are you going to know? Because sometimes by investigation, call the police and ask them. They will refuse to disclose the person that sent them. They will refuse. So for us, it is not our responsibility. That I must let you know. To now go and dig out who actually sent Mr.
The issue of this vote buying is now going beyond physical. It's also, I know it's systematic. We have automated ATM cards, who, given to people on election day. I believe through these, even the principal, the sponsors can, in
fact, with the help of banks.
Now that made me realize that it is gone beyond physical. And I know Mr. Dominic is a spiritual person. We are going to consult him. Himself and his team. They will come and help us out.
The nation has the machinery in place to be able to get to the roots of any big buying incident.
It's theoretical. I am a practical person. It's theoretical. Let's be practical. When you are defending your project, your master's thesis or PhD or MPhil, you can be telling your supervisor all this theory. In the recess, on election day, the sponsor, you cannot know them. I'm telling you. You will not be able to see them. In fact, the guy that you arrest, the police, they are torturing him, they are beating him, he will refuse to say anything. It is when he mentions somebody, that they can say, yeah, let's go and search that person's house. That's what I'm telling you. But I'm saying that for us to get to the root, why don't we start engaging? Media should start engaging the real sponsor who admitted, the political elite who have at various levels admitted with me that they are the ones responsible. INEC should be left alone.
Dr. Aboke.
You have also reinforced it now. I mean, you said it earlier that someone, one of the big wigs, sponsoring, they said we are the ones, told you to your face that we are the ones. He dared you. Because he knew that nothing. You cannot do him anything. So.
No, you are not getting it. You are getting. Don't twist it, Dominic. When I talk, you should know me. That I don't just talk. I choose my word very correctly. You are not. What I'm saying is not what you have interpreted. What I'm saying was that we brought all the political parties together. Political parties. They told us that we should not bother. They are the one disturbing INEC. That parties, political party elite should be held responsible. I didn't say one political. We want to do a political. Collective thing. It's not an individualistic thing. So because that person said that, I should not arrest him so that he will not go and prosecute him. It doesn't work that way.
Well, Dr. Aboke, looking at this, you mentioned that while we were in Osun, 8 people were prosecuted, and maybe if you have,
They were
convicted. Yeah, thank you. Now, maybe if we have, a statistics, a collated numbers of convicted people across the country, and it's been published.
Go and do that research as your PhD.
If only is on INEC. If only is on INEC. I'm not asking. I'm just saying maybe if we see, we can collate all the numbers of convicted.
Okay.
Maybe if we have that, we can now say now yes, the number, it will help. in the next general election. But it's still a big headache ahead of 2027 election. And definitely, if we have to sit here and predict and say there's no way we are going to say there won't be vote buying, but measures to ensure that it does not determine, who wins the 2027 election. It's what really matters at this particular period.
The important thing for me at this point we should do is that let our awareness and campaign continue. That people should be discouraged from that. Let us continue to talk to people that vote buying does not pay in any manner. If that campaign does not stop, then it will go a long way as well.
Well, personally, and I mean from experience, no good behavior really has actually been achieved or brought to the fore, by just advising and admonishing people to do what is good and the rest of them. I think there must be deterrence. Law should take its full course. When it comes to
I don't agree.
And then when Tao was also talking about collating names. When Tao was also talking about collating names. I mean, for me, collating names of food soldiers, without bringing the sponsors, the big elephant in the room, to come and face the invitation, would actually not make any impact. But let us leave this the vote by
let him. I will not leave it. Dominic, your opinion that you are thinking that when we continue to engage, educate, re-educate, further educate people, it will not have far-reaching effect. What is the essence of sermons that you give in the church every Sunday? If somebody does not follow the sermon, do you look for police of God to punish that person?
Why
you need to talk to people?
Probably I also ask you, I mean, why do we have law enforcement agencies going after people who commit armed robbery? Why are the law enforcement agencies not saying, they will hear someone in the church on Sunday and they will repent, or they will hear someone in the mosque on Fridays and they will repent? So why we have sermons that would actually conscientize people? We must also wield the big stick, when necessary. But let us even leave that. Let us talk about the campaigns are coming.
Huh? We'll come to your church, I'll come and ask the pastor, where is the police in this church as advocated by Dominic?
Let us take a look at the campaigns. Very soon, these campaigns will be beginning, as a matter of fact, going by your calendar. Issue-based campaigns is what we need really at this time. A lot of the times, in times past, we've always had rhetorics of separation, of division, either across religious line or ethnic lines during elections, really. And then those things will fizzle away as soon as the elections are over, when people have won and have lost, elections. What can we do really to see that as we approach the era of campaigns now, ahead of the 2027 elections, these rhetorics of division are not brought back, and then we have issue-based, election, because that would actually go a long way in to show really that we are maturing as a nation in our electoral process.
I'll go back. Me, I'm a product of engagement, and I can never be tired of engaging in any issue, because engagement gives opportunity for you to express. When you talk, it shows that people will believe in you, that this is what he has in mind. When you keep quiet, there will be room for suspicion, and that I always avoid it as much as possible, particularly as far as this our job is concerned. Now, to the issue of campaign, Dominic, we are coming back to the same thing. Vote buying is in the law. People know about it, they flouted it. The campaign regulation is no. Don't use masquerade as a sign of your, campaign. Do not go to religious centers and say you are using the platform as a campaign. Once again, no abusive words, don't slander your brother, but in the same campaign ground, you will hear olórí burúkú ni bàbá wọn ẹlùwọ́n lọ́jọ́ ìdìbò. And you look at it, somebody will say that and he will go scot-free. And you still blame INEC that what's INEC doing about such a thing? No. The security agencies who has approved, because the law also prescribes that every schedule of your campaign should be sent and approved by the Commissioner of Police in your state. With that schedule and the monitoring, abusive word will be used, attacking word will be used, and somebody will still go back and, he will sleep in his house on that day. In this one, we still need to do more. Call all the political parties. I want OGTV, I'm suggesting. I don't know if your GM, if you have one, is there, or you have acting GM, or the head of your program or current affair or anything. Create a platform in your studio. Invite all the political parties, chairmen. Invite them. This is a very good idea I'm selling to you. I'm not going to charge you for anything. Bring all of them. Put INEC Rec, Ogun, put her inside, or our representative. All these issues, Dominic, start throwing it at them. Start throwing it at them. And when it comes to the aspect of regulation, you come back to INEC to clarify. How do we ensure the successful execution of those provisions of the law as the political party? How do they address economic issue? What is their worldview about the security architecture of this country? What has been done? What do they have to do? These are the issues they have to speak to. Tell them to come and share their manifestos in your studio. For me, this is the way to go. But if you are just asking, you go to monitor the campaign. When they were abusing Mr. Tayo Fabadu, and you are there, your men were just there, and you say you are monitoring. You will continue with this rhetoric.
Dr. Agboke, now, looking at it, according to INEC timetable, campaign is to start very soon. But some people are saying that INEC is helpless because to date, technically, campaigns have already started by many political parties. They are already mobilizing, they are organizing stakeholders, engagement, consultation, and also, a lot of this. And they said some Nigerians believe that it flouts Electoral Act and fairness rules. And looking at this, is that INEC also truly helpless, looking at this technical way of campaigning, because that's what they are calling it, that it's a technical, it's an engagement called engagement, but it's campaign. But technically they are campaigning. Looking at this, is INEC truly helpless in this area? Is INEC also seeing it truly as campaign, or?
Do you have the INEC timetable with you?
Not at the moment. Not yet.
Okay. It must be moment to every moment you must have it too. Dominic, do you have INEC timetable with you?
Not at the moment.
Okay, I'll moment it for you, don't worry. After the program, I'll forward it.
Okay.
When you look at that timetable, we have a date, specific date for the commencement of campaign.
Yes.
That is what INEC know as campaign. So whatever anybody is doing, whatever perception or interpretation, INEC is not aware of anything. But INEC has a timetable scheduled for particular dates. And when that starts, we will come to the media and inform you again. Is it that you know?
Dr. Is it possible that INEC find any political party that start early campaigns before the due date? Is there any fine? Is it possible?
In Electoral Act, there's nothing like early campaign. In any timetable, there's nothing like early campaign. In fact, what you are even saying, the early campaign is even straight to INEC because it's not in our dictionary. So as far as we are concerned, look at the timetable, the date of the campaign is there. you can figure it out.
Well, lastly, because of our time, the continuous voter registration just ended. Possibility that every of those who registered will get their PVC before the due date. And the turnout across the country, how impressed is INEC? Let me ask.
No, we are satisfied, and I'm going to assure you that everybody who have registered, who have done one thing or the other during the CVR will get his or her card. Look at Osun State now. Everybody that did one thing or the other, they are already collecting their PVCs. So it's not a problem at all. You will get your card. Even though I doubt if Taiwo has one.
I do. I do. We have our PVCs.
We are good citizens. We have our PVCs.
Oh, okay, really? Okay, no wahala.
And we also vote during elections too. I mean, most times.
Oh, really? Very good.
We must thank you sincerely for your time with us this morning, Dr. Mutiu Agboke.
American time was a pleasure always. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you. Always a pleasure having you. Dr. Mutiu Agboke is the resident electoral commissioner in Ondo State. And of course, he joined us via Zoom. Of course, reached us via from Ondo State. We must go, Taiwo.
Yeah, it's been an interesting moment with Dr. Agboke, and it feels like it should not end. And yes, that's the end of the program this morning. Join another team on Wednesday, where they will be treating another topic. From here, from the studio, we wish you the best part of the day. I must say you should enjoy the rest of the day. And till Wednesday, bye for now.